Gathering at the feet of our destinies, with our wings spread beyond eternity, accepting who I am, my God-given humanity. And after this, you'll remember my name. Come and fly with me.
It's the gathering of the eagles. It's the gathering of the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles. It's the gathering of the eagles. It's the gathering of the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles.
Fly with
And what did you admire about her family? You know what I mean? Like,
I admired that they all stuck together, right? I admired that right, wrong, or indifferent, they were going to stand together. I admired that they actually had, even if it was dysfunctional, that they had a family unit, right? And that's something that I didn't have in my household. So I admired that. I admired the fact that they were taken care of. They were well taken care of. You know that their parents decided to make sure that they was able to make a living for them, um, despite whatever, you know. And I guess that's because I really didn't understand at that time, and or even now, because I really don't know a lot about my mom's life because she has kept it private. So I wasn't able to identify the issues because my mom never spoke, you know, about anything that she had went through, gone through, dealt with, overcame. Like it was a non-existent talk. And I admired that, you know, despite the fact that they might have been raised a little fast, um, they were able to be them.
so not having your dad, how did you feel when you saw they had their dad?
This is what I wanted.
Did you see Bishop as a father?
I definitely saw him as a father figure. A lot of things I got through concerning my dad was because of Bishop T.D. Jakes and his Woman Thou Loose tapes or his ministry
So you
tapes.
could remember all that. You was listening to him and everything.
And over and over again. When my dad died, my favorite singer, well, probably still to this day, my favorite gospel singer is CeCe Winans. And I remember that December before he died, I had won tickets to go see CeCe Winans, and my mama never took me, but I remember winning those tickets, and I remember, you know, just because my mom, had a lot of bishop stuff, that's been the Potter's House choir and all of that was going on, mass choir. And so a lot of the albums, a lot of the sermons, I would listen um, to help me move and navigate, because my dad died when I was 10. 2 years later, we moved to Dallas and joined the Potter's House. Officially joined the Potter's House because we was going there, and I was already in a dance ministry. It's called Revelations. Um, Lady Consuela was over that. That was a great time, actually, when I think about that. But
So your family.
Michelle, everyone has comments and everyone will attempt to assume or give commentary to why you live a particular way or why you did a particular thing. But in your own words, what did it feel like the day you had to figure out that you had to figure out life? What did that look like to you?
I don't even think I knew that's what I was doing. I don't even think I knew that I was, at that time, trying to figure out life, who I was, my placement. I don't think I knew. I just knew that I was tired of what I was going through in home. And I was tired of feeling like my spirit and emotions weren't safe and protected. And sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
I don't know if it was thoughts of surviving on my own or thoughts of escaping to find peace. Or to just be free of the shackles that I felt I was bound to. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted to be able to live my life. I wanted to live my life and be able to do things that kids my age did and go places. At 17, I just remember feeling like a big disappointment to myself, to my mom, to my church, to my friends.
Why would you feel like a disappointment?
Because I got pregnant and had a baby.
Did people treat you differently? Or was this how you felt? Thank you for your honesty. How did you feel about being pregnant so young?
I really didn't understand what was going on. I really didn't understand pregnancy. I just felt like I really let my mom down.
How did she handle when she heard you were pregnant?
She was angry, she was mad, she was upset. She wasn't even affectionate towards me my whole pregnancy. And I think that's because I had done the very thing that she had been praying to God to cover me and my siblings from, because she was 16 when she had my sister. And here I was 16 pregnant. And she was probably had a lot of emotions, a lot of flashbacks, a lot of her own journey. And maybe she was even mad at God.
So when the baby came, how did you feel? How did you respond to the child?
For 3-4 days, I didn't say nothing to her. I just looked at her and kept all my thoughts in my head. I didn't know what to say. I was young. I was 16. I was 17 when I had her. I don't even think I really understood how to process those emotions. To be honest with you, I feel like that's the very first time I dealt with postpartum depression when I look back on it in hindsight. But not knowing, not having the proper care, not having the proper concern. And so
I didn't even know what to say to Anaya verbally until one day Lady Yolanda was like, you can't just stare at her and think what you thinking. You have to say what you're thinking to your baby. And I think at that moment, I was like, I have a child, you know? It was a aha moment, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but my first words to Anaya, sorry. My first words to Anaya, it wasn't even I love you. It wasn't hey beautiful. It was I'm going to make sure that you have a better life. And I moved in with my Aisha, and thank you. And that was peaceful for me, because my Aisha just let me be me, you know. She might have some some issues, but for the most part, she just let me be me, and that's what I did. And then from there, I moved back home after my mom convinced me to move back home. So now I'm 18. And now I'm 18, and of course I'm still working. So now I think I'm working for Walmart, and I'm working for this place called Aegis Communications. I went down to Aegis. Now we're back moved into the family home because my grandfather has now died, and I'm living in the home with her, and I'm working, and I have my own car. You know, I'm taking care of my daughter, but of course, you know, I believe that every mother should have her me time. I believe that every mother should be able to go out if they want to, let their hair down, relax, kick it with their girlfriends. I don't feel like your life should have to stop because you are a mother. You know, you have to take care of yourself first. You're no good to yourself, to your children, if you're not taking care of yourself first. And I think I kind of understood that early on. And I don't think my mother understood how I felt because she completely stopped her life to raise her children the way that she wanted to raise them. And that caused a huge conflict. She felt like that I shouldn't go out. You know, I shouldn't hang out. Then when I get off of work, every day I get off of work, I need to come straight to the house, you know. And she wasn't understanding, Mom, I'm 18. You know, I'm young. I haven't fully wrapped my mind around being a mom. Even at 18, this is only a year into motherhood. And not even a year. You know, so I haven't fully wrapped my mind into that. And instead of having those dialogue conversations, it was a very monologue dictation. And that's where I clashed. Because I was the last child, so I saw what happened before me. And I didn't want to be bound anymore. I didn't want to be held down to those chains. I wanted to be able to be free and raise my child and live my life how I wanted to live my life. And so that's what really put me in survival mode.
When I found out my niece was coming, I had an abortion, like maybe a week and a half before, and so I was dealing with the guilt of that, and I was like, my sister will not be able to handle that. I knew she was scared, cause like she would just be so spaced out. You know, I'm like, Michelle, huh? Like she was so like spaced out, and I knew it was a lot on her mind. I didn't know what, but I just knew from what I was trying to keep a strong front about, I was like, yeah, my sister can't handle that. So I'm not gonna let her do that. And I was like, whatever I have to do to help her, I'm gonna do that. Because I was 19, almost 20. Yeah, I was 19, almost 20 when she was 16. And I was just like, yeah, no, you can't. And it was like, you gotta have her. It's gonna be okay. I remember she cried. I was like, it's gonna be okay. I got you. And now, if you see my niece, you would think I had that girl.
Yes, because y'all look like twins.
That's my baby.
Twins.
Yeah, that,
So how did Mom handle that? I mean, you know, we talked about the prophetic word that she got. How did Mom handle that? Not good.
Honestly, I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know how my mom does stuff. She doesn't tell anyone anything. Like, you find out as it's happening. It's like, oh, okay. And I don't know, I think in her mind, she thinks she communicates certain things, because then when stuff happens, she's asking, I told you, no, we never had this conversation. You had that conversation by yourself. You probably meant to have this conversation with me, but you did not. But okay, what is going on? What are we trying to do? And I just remember her trying to have an even tighter grip. And I do recall there was a point where she was like, okay, well, I don't want my baby Michelle, I don't want her to like completely lose it and fly off the handle. So she started loosening the rein a little bit, and you know, Anaya would be with family, you know, and she was the only baby in the family at that time. So if Michelle didn't have her, my mom had it. My mom didn't have her, me or Shelton had her. So, you know, like, she was very well taken care of, well provided for. And she was just, I think my mom was just as lost and confused herself, because it's so, I have so many questions about how I came about, you know, when it comes to motherhood. Like, I wish my mom would talk more, honestly, but you can't make her, so it's like, okay, well, we just gonna go with what we have and do what we know until otherwise. So, it's kind of hard to talk about without it sounding bad. Because, I mean, circumstances change, so I can't say that it was all bad, because there's so many factors that go into it. And, you know, just living and meeting people, I know of stories that are worse, in my opinion, you know, than what was going on, you know, with my sister and having Anaya. I'm just glad that we love each other enough as a family that we gonna always have each other's back, regardless of if we agree, if we don't agree. If there's something needed to be done, it's gonna get done. You gonna hear some shit talk, but it's gonna get done. And so
To be in survival mode and also caring for a child and not having the right fundamental tools passed down to you to care for that child, you can go in one or two directions. You're either gonna create your own reality and excel there, or you're gonna stay in your current reality and continue to fall by the wayside. And I chose that I wanted to create my own reality. And I wanted to elevate in that reality. And so I don't want to cry. I'm sorry. So that's what it was for me. It was I don't know, cause like when you say survival, I think about struggle. And when I had Anaya, when I first had Anaya, I was not in a struggle because I was taking care of myself. I was doing for myself. I was doing for my child. I had a job. I had a vehicle. I was going to work. I was buying diapers. I was buying wipes. I was buying food. I had insurance for her. I was taking her to the doctor's appointments, you know. I had begun to understand, you know, that process. So when it changed from doing it to survival, trying to survive it, I think that's kind of like when I understood that when you're trying to survive while taking care of a child, those challenges are far much greater but I didn't understand the weight of those challenges.
When did you have your next child?
5 years later.
5 years later. So there was a good space there.
Yeah, people like to say I was promiscuous. I see that a lot on the internet. But I was never promiscuous. My oldest daughter was born when I was 17. And for like 4 or 5 years, I didn't have another child. And the definition of promiscuous meaning you sleep with multiple men or boys at a certain time, or this is just how you live your life. You can't be promiscuous if you're, working or in a relationship and that's the only person you're dealing with. That's not promiscuity.
So basically, you want to set the record straight.
Yeah.
So that people understand you was not no hoe.
I wasn't a hoe.
And you wasn't in them streets like that.
I was not in them streets like that. Now I was in the streets
You
for
had fun, letting your hair down.
Letting my hair down.
Right. But you wasn't out there just.
No, and it wasn't often that I went out. I think my mama didn't like the fact that I was out of the listening to gospel music. That's the only thing that I could listen to. You couldn't. I'm 18 now. So you can't control my narrative no more. I control that narrative. And because that control was no longer there, she began trying to control in other ways. And a lot of times I think that was just really out of fear. Because of maybe whatever she's gone through in her life. And I honestly do believe that my mom wanted the best for us. I honestly do believe that my mom did not want me to repeat the same mistakes that she made. I just feel like she went about that the wrong way. But no, my mama didn't raise no hoe. She didn't raise me to be in these streets busting it wide and dipping it low and every time Dick and Harry. That was not happening. That was not going down. Not yesterday, last year, 10 years ago, or tomorrow. Will that ever happen? But, yes, I just want to clear that. My first 2 kids are 5 years apart. My middle 2 kids are almost 3 years apart. Almost. And then, well, not 3, but 2. Almost 2 years apart. And Cree and Jason is my only 2 kids. It's like, I call them Siamese twins. They 10 months apart. They're 10 months apart. And then Jason and Liam are 2 years apart. So, yeah. And I kept all my children because I don't believe in abortions. I feel like if you lay down and you do the deed, you're grown enough to lay down and do it, you're grown enough to keep that child and raise it. So that's what I did. I didn't make excuses for getting pregnant. I just handled up on my business. Rather, I was mad at the situation. Being mad or being upset with myself or circumstances has nothing to do with the life that's growing inside of me. So I chose to have every single one of my children living and dead.
So I want to close out this section with allowing you to have final words. And what I would love for you to comment on to a teenager that's now in the same position that you were in with Anaya, what would you recommend or say to her?
Pregnant, having a child. First, I would... Girl, that is not what you want to do. That is not what you want to do. But if you find yourself in that situation, if you find yourself in that position, if you find yourself in that moment, And know that God gave you everything you needed, and everything is already equipped inside of you. And that it might be hard, and it might be rough, and it might be scary. But I think it's a saying that says the race is not given to the swift, but the one that endured the most. So that's what I would say to 17-year-old me. Keep your head on the swivel. Open your eyes to what's around you. Be focused, because it's not just about you anymore. You have a whole life that you are in charge of, that you have to care, that you have to protect, that you have to keep. And it's okay if you feel like it was a mistake, or if you feel like, this is not where you're supposed to be. It's okay. This is where you are. So we can't focus on the what nots and were nots. We have to focus on the now. And that to love yourself through the trimesters, love yourself through the pregnancy, love yourself after the pregnancy, and love your baby, and talk to your baby. Talk to your baby. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, God hears tears. God definitely hears tears.
Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. Where the eagles
Fly with me, far above the untraveled stratas of the atmosphere, surpassing the mountains and valleys and time stands still, where man has not yet dared to soar, where uniqueness is but simplicity and yesterday is past, and now we stand pondering on the challenges of tomorrow. But not stopping to please mortal man, but to fulfill my Father's destiny. You see, I am the eagle he sends, and my will he bends. My gift gently piercing the mindset of society until it rescinds or mends. And it is this egoistic mentality that allows me to understand religious diversity, not seeking explanation or any human amenities. Just me and my ego wings. Just me and my ego wings.
See? And then look. Do you be going to my page, Granny? No. There you go.
Sometimes I do.
Okay. Right here. You can take my name in. Look how it pop up out the baby. See? I'm all on the internet. That's your granddaughter. Look at your granddaughter. And it's your granddaughter.
So was she a good girl? Was she good growing up?
Not really.
Granny,
Not really, but she was alright.
Granny, how I wasn't good growing up?
I know.
She was alright.
She was something else.
I just talked a lot.
Yeah, she wasn't really bad. But she wasn't really good either, you know.
Why was I not good, Granny? What I used to do?
Give your mama a hard time. You
My
never
mama
did
be
give me.
giving me a hard
She
time.
never did give me no hard time.
Because I love my grandma.
But
Do you think that Michelle is like her mom? That might be why they clash a little bit.
They just like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit better.
You think so?
Granny, I come see you. I come talk to Jesus with you. I give you money when I have it.
Yeah. Did she do that? Yes, she can handle it. I think she can.
Yeah.
You proud of me, Granny?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I won't cry.
Yeah.
I love my granny. I
You
tell you
always
all
say
the time.
that.
So that's your Lucretia's your daughter?
No, she was married to
Oh,
my
okay.
papa,
Gotcha.
John Chase, and he was my mom's stepfather, but he
Gotcha.
never. I probably didn't know that until I got older, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Wow.
I mean, they grandpa and grandma to me, you know. We call him Papa John, and my mom's dad name is William. Well, his name was William Powell. He died when Anaya was a year, February 28, 2008, and he was buried March 8, 2008. But Papa John always treated us as his own grandkids. He loved us nonetheless. I think we didn't struggle to a sense because we had Papa John and Grandma Ann. I remember we come over their house every Sunday after church,
Yeah.
and we'll eat, and Papa will give us money. Back then, that's when like a quarter was a lot.
Right.
You could get a lot with a quarter. Remember that, Grandma? Then it went up. So I got a lot of memories from my grandparents. We used to be able to come over Papa John, Grandma Ann house because we used to like going over because we got to do whatever we wanted to do. But yeah, we used to go over there every Sunday after church, and Grandma Ann would cook or Papa Joe would cook. I used to always ask them to make me some greens. I love them collard greens, don't I, Granny?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And dressing too.
And dressing. Yeah, but the turkey gravy, yeah, she knows, see. She knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think when my mom moved us to Dallas, it was hard on me because that means it separated me from my family. So those Sundays we would go after church, we didn't go no more. We didn't come no more. We didn't see them as often as I would have liked to. And I was young, you know, still with, you know, young, still under my mom's guidance, so I really didn't have a choice or a say so. But it affected me, and I think that's why I make it a point to make sure, you know, I stop by, I see her, spend a little time with her, even if it was for an hour or so. And yeah. I don't know. She's like a safe place, like a safe haven, like a safe spot. I feel like I can talk to my grandma about anything. She ain't gonna judge me. She's just gonna laugh at me, call me crazy. You crazy girl.
I sure do.
Yes, you do. You know, and I don't know. She always tell me to, you know, keep going. You know, keep being smart. Keep going after my dreams, and I don't think. Whew, I want to cry. I don't think my granny know how much she mean to me.
Just make me cry.
Oh.
If it wasn't for a lot of those talks, and I mean, it could be talks about random stuff, you know. I don't think she know that sometimes when I pop up is because I got a lot going on, and I just need some relief, you know. And I come over. I'm always strong when I come over. I don't really, you know, show the downside.
she always lifts my spirits up, you know. And I'm so grateful for you. I really am. I'm so grateful for you.
How does that feel for her to say that? How does it make you feel?
Good.
Whether they know it or not, really had a big impact on my life and choices and decisions that I made. How would you describe my mom's and our relationship?
Kind of weird.
What do you mean?
They always get into it.
Why do you think we always get into it?
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out. I don't think she want to really let her go. I think she want to boss her and she want to boss her mom. They both want to boss one another.
I was struggling.
Grandma, I don't want to buy.
It's best she figured it out as well.
I figured it out.
Yeah, I used to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was ready today. She can't all tell me nothing. Because I tell her, I'm the boss. Now, you was the mama. Now I'm the mama. But she still don't pay me no attention. So, that's just like your mother. That's her mother.
Is she the same way?
Yeah, my mom the same way. She said little bad words. I had to go in my room. She go in her room.
So, Granny, would you tell me to keep fighting and keep going and figure it out as I go?
Figure it out as you go.
That's some
You
good
get,
advice.
you get it for it all.
What is all of it?
That fight can take you a long way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's really good advice.
You proud of me? Sometimes.
I didn't say that, but you did.
Hey, thank you. Cool down but love. I am Prophetess Sandy Love, and listen, I'm so excited about this week's episode. Let me tell you something. Somebody said, where were all these people? Her mom, her auntie, her sister. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because I understood the presentation. I understood what you were saying and what you were not saying. And I felt like instead of me being a part of the problem, let's be a part of the solution. I've known this young child from a teenager. And coming back to Texas and seeing everything that went on, my conscience would not allow me to be silent. I knew that there was a young girl, woman, and prophet, and I knew it was there. But nobody was speaking up. Everybody was more afraid. Am I going to be sued? Are they going to come after me? Are you kidding me? Have we reduced religion down to the point of lawyers? Yeah, we have. But what you cannot take and what cannot be brought is truth. So listen, for those of you that want to complain, yes, amateurish, call me what you will. But let me ask you a question. What are you doing? You got your finger pointing? But the Bible even says, choose ye this day who you going to serve. In other words, a better way to probably say it would be the Good Samaritan. How long are we going to keep walking over the hurting? How long are we going to keep looking at the injustice and fear man more than God? How long?
Go back and read the story of the Good Samaritan. Look at how many religious types and people and business people that could help kept on walking. Wouldn't even want to get involved. Didn't want their hands dirty. Didn't want their reputation stained. Are you kidding me? No. Sometimes you just have to do the right thing and want nothing from it. So here I am again this week, asking you to sow and to give to the legal team. It ain't going to me. It's not going to her. It's going to the legal team. That's why we're doing what we're doing. Did you notice that in this episode, that the postpartum was very evident and obvious from the first child, but it was undiagnosed? Now, we're always coming up with a cause. And it's sad to say, in the Black community, we are not talking enough about postpartum depression. She didn't even know what she was dealing with. No one told her to go get checked out. So why is it hard to understand and to believe that it showed up later? Even her own sister said she wasn't there. She was spacing out. Come on, y'all. Come, listen. I'm not here to beg or pump. That's not what the come on mean. It means start using your heart. Everything is not a reality show. I'm not here to tickle your fancy. I am not here to get your likes. Some people really do care about what they do. Some people really do just want the truth to come out. Some people are just standing up for justice in an unjust world. So you choose today how you're going to make a difference. Is that okay? Again, please go to the front of the page, hit that Bring Jason Home, and just donate something. That's all. We have more to come. I know y'all waiting on the goody of it all. But I did not, and I felt like it would be unfair to jump into something with you not understanding the full backdrop of it all. And can I be honest? There are some things we just cannot tell you. We just cannot tell you because it would hurt too many people involved. And isn't that funny? When I talked with Michelle, and we were mapping out what we were going to do, even in her being hurt and being let down and disappointed, she is still trying to protect other people. Y'all better stop getting this propaganda twisted. I'm not talking about a situation. I'm talking about this hateful, cruel world. There are still people who look guilty but still have a heart to treat folks right. I don't care what you say. You can't tell me nothing about this one right here because I know. And I know too many underdogs like her. With that being said, I don't want to belabor your time. I want you to get ready for the next several weeks as we begin to get into the crux of everything that's going on. And we even have an episode coming up dealing with PKs, because I want you to really begin to understand how were people raised in the church and why they left, and the damage and the baggage that it caused. So though it may not seem like it makes sense for an episode, yes, it does, because many of you were PK kids, raised in church, and you left. So we have to bring this element in here for you to understand the damage that we do, unbeknown for those that call ourselves Christians. Whether it's our kids have left because of us, whether it's being a preacher and we ran them away, we got to pay for that blood on our hand for running them astray. They got to answer to God too. But we got to answer for the role that we played, if we played the role. All right. Well, this is Prophetess Sandy Love. It has been my pleasure serving you another week yet once again. God bless.
Gathering at the feet of our destinies, with our wings spread beyond eternity, accepting who I am, my God-given humanity. And after this, you'll remember my name. Come and fly with me.
It's the gathering of the eagles. It's the gathering of the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles. It's the gathering of the eagles. It's the gathering of the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles. Watch me fly away, just watch me fly. We're the eagles.
Fly with me, far above the untraveled stratas of the atmosphere, surpassing the mountains and valleys and time stands still, where man has not yet dared to soar, where uniqueness is but simplicity and yesterday is past, and now we stand pondering on the challenges of tomorrow. But not stopping to please mortal man, but to fulfill my Father's destiny. You see, I am the eagle he sends, and my will he bends. My gift gently piercing the mindset of society until it rescinds or mends. And it is this egoistic mentality that allows me to understand religious diversity, not seeking explanation or any human amenities. Just me and my ego wings. Just me and my ego wings. So who are you? A generation chosen to change the world. But will you dare? And fly? Well, will you? Watch the eagle as it takes flight in the sky. Wings spread, conquering mountains and valleys. Not looking back, nor knowing where he's going, but not afraid to fly.